Hey yo! Welcome to Hungry Heat's cooking channel. I am not a classically trained chef. I am a self-taught home cook who has studied under several television chefs. I have a PhD from YouTube University and a black belt from Google Food. And every Friday night, my wife and I go live for the Friday Night Feast, where we demo a recipe, sit down, and enjoy it with everyone, or what we like to call our chat and chew. Make sure you tune in. Now today, we're redoing a little bit of surf and turf. For the surf, we're going to be using a recipe that our friend Parrothead Renee gave to us, where she does a poor man's lobster using a piece of cod that she makes in the oven. And y'all know I love my barbecue pit, so I decided I'm going to adapt it to do it out there on my smoker. So let's get started. So what I'm using today is a little under a pound of wild caught cod, some Redmond's seasoned salt, some unsalted butter, and some lemon juice. Let me get this cut up, seasoned, and then we'll get to going. So I like to flip mine upside down before I start seasoning it. I just put a little dab on it. And the reason why I do this is that way when I go to flip it, it's already facing the right way. And I did a little heavy, so I'm going to dip this guy over and kind of share the love between the couple of pieces. Now we flip it over right and rinse and repeat. This shaker bottle is a little too big for doing this. I need like a little guy. But as I use it down, it'll become easier. There. Alright, now we're going to melt our butter and pour over the top of it. So I'm going to start off by melting a stick of butter in the microwave. I'm going to do it for a minute. So I just pulled the butter out of the microwave, and now I'm going to add a couple of squirts of lemon juice. Maybe just a little bit more. I like the way it's shooting out of the side. I'm going to stir it up real good. I'm going to pour all this butter over the fish. Now the original recipe says to pour half and save the other half as a finishing sauce, but I think I'm just going to make a separate finishing sauce. This doesn't look like quite enough to me. I might ruin this, but y'all know me. I'm going to do it Heat's way. I'm going to try and wipe the sides and dab a little on here too. Now let's get this outside and onto our smoker. Now the original recipe said to bake it at 375 for 15 to 20 minutes. Well, my pit, I can only dial it in at either 350 or 400. So I decided I'm going to go ahead and set it at 350, and I'm going to do it at 25 minutes and then come check on it. Oh, glorious smoke. So I'm going to set this guy right in the center. Close the lid, and I'll check back with y'all in a second. Alright, let's check this fish and see where we're at. Oh yes, look at that. That looks amazing. I'm going to probe it. 75.
Wow, it's done.
Oh, it's perfect. Okay.
Wow.
So let me see. I'm going to put some foil over it. So I'm putting the foil on it to hold the heat because I gotta set this up so I can grill my steaks. Look at that fire. Oh, baby. Something tells me it's probably centered, but I need to move this all the way to this corner. I guess it don't matter. I just want to make sure it doesn't burn. Maybe I should just pull this out.
Maybe. You want this close?
So we got the steak on the pit. I'm gonna let it go for about 2 or 3 minutes and I'm gonna flip it. Okay, so now I'm gonna turn it so I get my nice hash marks. And look at that beautiful heart-shaped steak.
Aww.
Oh yeah, look at that baby. Now Carrie Brown says that a properly cooked steak should be at 131 degrees. So I'm gonna probe it and let's see what this one's at. It's only at 93, so let's let it go for a little longer. I'm not even gonna attempt that. I can just tell by looking at it. That steak is done. So I'm just gonna lay it on top to carry it back inside, and then I'll start getting some of those juices too. So let's go sit down and enjoy this surf and turf. So here's that steak by itself, and now we're gonna split that heart in two and devour it. And now here's that poor man's lobster right off the smoker. Now that recipe called for extra butter for finishing, but I think we have enough in this pan to make that perfect. So let's get this plated up and get the chowing down. All right, friends, we're back. Now I'll get to try this poor man's lobster. That was amazing. They weren't kidding. That really tastes like a lobster. Again, my mind is blown. Now all that butter that was in the pan, we just poured it over all of this. So I got it on the steak, I got it on the cod. This is amazing. I don't know why we never thought about doing this before. It is so tender, so flavorful, so buttery, luscious. So good. Y'all need to make this too. Thank you again, Parrothead Renee, for telling me how to do this recipe. But y'all know me, I gotta tweak it, make it my own. But y'all do me a favor. Make sure you click that subscribe button. Share this with your buddies. Leave me a comment. And tune in every Friday night at 6:30 Central for the Hungry Heats Friday Night Feast. We see y'all next time.